Hi everyone, welcome. Now for those of you who know me, if you're watching, you know that I like to cook. Of course it's probably not true for everybody, but some of you who know me, you also know that I like to cook. Now what I want to do today is make what is potentially going to be the first of many cooking videos. It goes without saying that in these videos I'll be sharing the recipes and the dishes that I like to make, or that I like to make the most, and I'll be walking you through the recipe and sharing it with you. Today, what I would want to do is, I actually did this, I think a few months ago, maybe even longer than that. I made a type of Italian sandwich, and it's a type that you see a lot in Florence, and it's the kind of sandwich that I ate quite a few times while I was living over there. And I don't know if it's a style of sandwich that is just limited to Florence, but I would assume that they have it throughout the country and maybe even in other places in the world. And I was very inspired by, there's a place in Florence, it's called All'Antico Veneo. And a lot of people will tell you, you know, it's like just crowd of the tourists, it's really touristy, you know, don't go there. I don't know how true that is. It is true that there's plenty of tourists that go there. It's almost all tourists that do go there. I'm sure there's plenty of locals as well. I would say it might be one of the best things I've ever eaten. You know, of course, food, like a lot of things, it's very subjective. So I would say the best thing for someone to do would be to actually go there and try it for themselves. The biggest thing for me is if my memory serves me correctly, they're rather large. They're about, I want to say 4 to 5 inches by 5 inches, so they're relatively large. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now share with you the recipe and the process and kind of what I ended up doing, and then I'll come back and I'll give my analysis. Towards the beginning of the video, I made this a few months ago, probably even longer. Now, despite all of that, I do remember pretty well kind of how it went and what I thought of it, what I thought worked and what didn't work. In the end, I think the bread was there was a little too much bread. I should have either made the sandwiches smaller. I think I was making them even closer to like 6 by 6 inches, which I think that was way too much. I should have stuck to the 4x4, the 5x5 inch, but also made it thinner. I think the crust was a little too thick. Aside from that, I thought it was really good. I thought the pork kind of really melded really well together with all the different ingredients. It was maybe a little on the sweet side, which I can understand. You know, I braised it in cola for about 6 hours, but I felt like that was balanced out kind of nicely with the mustard, which was like pretty tangy and tart even. And then of course it was all balanced out with that kind of dill yogurt sauce. I think maybe in the future, aside from the bread, I probably might make the mustard a little bit sweeter too. And maybe try and figure out how to make the pork a little less sweet, either having it braised for less time or maybe adding more salt and maybe other spices to it as well. Overall, I thought really well. I thought it went really well. I thought all the flavors worked together. I thought especially that kind of dill sauce kind of helped balance everything out. But there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I do plan on sharing more videos like this in the future, so I mean, if you want to maybe leave a comment with any sort of suggestion in mind as to what you might want to see me make in the future, feel free to do that below. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like it. If you want to see when I come out with more videos in the future, I encourage you to subscribe, and I will see you next time.